Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I just finished making this beautiful sign for an upcoming baby shower for a client, and I am obsessed. It turned out so great. The glitter is beautiful against the black backdrop, and I have a step-by-step tutorial coming up for you here on Zig's Woodshed. Okay, so we're in Lightburn and I'm going to show you how to make this sign. It's super quick and easy. And I'm going to select my text tool, click into my canvas, and in this case the baby's name is Daisy. And I'm going to go ahead and type the middle name as well. So what I did there was just clicked in a different spot on the canvas. That lets Lightburn know that I want a separate text box. Let's make both of these bigger so you can see them. Okay. So we can go down the rabbit hole of fonts, but in this case I already know what font I want. And for the main name, I want Feather. Okay, so I don't like the way the D looks with this particular font, so I'm going to swap that out. I'm going to select my text tool again, type in D, and in this case I want Farmhouse as my font. So I changed the D to Farmhouse. Now I'm going to swap out the D, the Farmhouse D for the Feather D. Okay, so I want to select the name, right click and select Convert to Path. So now it's no longer text. So if you ever convert text to path, make sure you make a note of the text you used because you won't be able to go back and look at it later. So now that it's converted to path, I'm going to go into node edit mode and I'm going to delete all of these nodes that are in the D. So I'm going to highlight them all, select D for delete, and then I'm going to escape out of that. Let's highlight the D that I do want, bring it over, and I want it to overlap the A because we're going to weld it together. Okay, so that looks nice. Now I'm going to, while the D is still selected, I'm going to shift select the rest of the name and select the weld key, the weld button. Now it's welded together and that looks great. One other change I'm going to make on the name is I'm going to replace the dot on the I. I think there's an official name for that, but I don't remember what it is. And we're going to delete that, and I'm going to bring in an SVG that I downloaded. And let's resize it. Now to keep the proportions, I'm holding down the Command key or the Control key if you're on a PC, and that way it keeps the proportions. Let's go ahead and group all of this together. So when you convert letters to paths, you'll notice that the negative space on letters like Y, S, A, they're actually no longer attached to the letter. So what we want to do is group this together by hitting Command G or Control G, and that groups everything together. So now I can move everything as one unit and I don't have to worry about those negative spaces not coming with the name. All right, so our first name is done. Now we want to do our middle name. All right, so we're going to select the middle name, change the font. In this case, I want Beanstalk Skinny. And I want the middle name to be in between the D and the Y of the first name. So we're going to shrink it down, holding down the Command key to keep the proportions. That looks good. All right, I know I want my sign to be 30 inches wide and I want my offset to be 0.8128. So that means the sign itself needs to be 28.375. So I'm going to make sure that my lock up here is locked because that means that if I change the width, it'll change the height the same proportion. So in this case, I want to make sure that it's locked, and we're going to change the width to 28.375 and see it change the height to 16 inches. All right, so now that we have our sign scaled to size, I want to do an offset. And like I said, I want my offset to be 0.8128. So we're going to click OK. All right, and with the offset, you'll notice that there's some negative space that's created in between the letters. So like the D, there's a negative space here. So that means that the background of the sign is going to be cut in those areas, and I don't want that. So I'm going to come in here and select each of these. First, we want to ungroup it by selecting Command U or Control U. And that ungroups the offset that I just did. And so I'm going to come in here to each of these pieces and delete them because I want my background to be completely solid. Now we've cleaned up our background. Now I'm going to copy the entire sign and paste a new version down below, and I'll show you why I do that in just a moment. Now we're going to assign our layers. I like to have my cut layer as the red layer. So I'm going to select the background. I know I want that to be cut out, so I'm going to assign it the red layer. Then I am going to, in this particular case, on the background itself, I want everything to be scored. So I know where to put the letters when I cut them out. So I'm going to select the names, and my score layer is the green layer. Now, when I send this to the laser, what's going to happen is, let's actually move the green layer up. I want that to be my first layer. It's going to score the name, and then it's going to cut it out. So when I am ready to place the letters on the background, I know exactly where to place them. Now, I don't need all of this jazz inside the flower. So I'm going to select that, and I'm going to ungroup it. I'm going to select the flower and ungroup it. I really just need the background. So I selected the entire flower. I'm pressing the Control button and selecting the outermost layer because I want to keep that. It deselects it, and hit the delete key. So now I'm just left with the outline of the flower, which is all I need on this layer. Okay, so now this is the layer that I'm going to cut out of acrylic. So I don't need the background in this case, so I'm going to delete it. And I know I want this to be, I want the daisy to be cut out, so we're going to assign that the red layer. Let's ungroup this because I don't want all of the detail on the flower to be cut out. I only want the outline to be cut out, so we're going to select it, select the entire flower, deselect the outer layer, and I want this layer to engrave, so that is my blue layer. And let's regroup all of this. All right, next is the middle name. So I want this to be cut out as well. Now, this is a lot of wasted acrylic if I cut it out just like this. So what I'm going to do is use some of this negative space that's going to be cut out in the D and place the letters of the name Elizabeth within it so I can conserve materials. Now, I don't actually do this in the video because I forgot, but this is a good way to conserve materials. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to convert the name to path, and then I am going to just start nesting letters into the negative space. And you can actually rearrange the letters so that they nest inside one another. All right, I think that's everything I'll be able to fit in the negative space of the D, but all of this space above the AISY is going to be wasted material. Also, this space between the D and the Y is wasted material. So I can use this space to put some letters. So now I am maximizing my material, and all of the red areas will be cut out, and the blue area is going to be engraved. So these will be two separate files that are sent to the laser. This is the background with the score line, and then this is the cut out letters. So let's go ahead and head over to the laser and get this cut out. So we're going to start with some acrylic. I got this particular sheet at Johnson Plastics Plus. I'll leave a link in the description. And the first thing I'm going to do is measure out the area where I am going to be cutting the acrylic. I'm going to apply some 3M adhesive tape so I can adhere the acrylic to the back of the sign. And I don't want to cover the entire sheet in the 3M tape, just the area that I plan on cutting out. And please forgive the dog hair that's all over my shirt. I must have snuggled up next to the dog before I came out to the shop or something. Now this 3M tape is 2 inches wide, so I'm going to have to use quite a few strips to cover the area that I will be cutting out. Now after I apply each row of adhesive, I'm going to use my squeegee and press it down really good to make sure there's good adherence to the back of the acrylic. And I'm just lining it up and making sure that there's no overlap between the strips of adhesive. Before I flip it over, I'm going to go over all of the adhesive one more time with the squeegee, again making sure that it's firmly pressed down to the acrylic. Okay, now it's time to flip it over and cut out the design. Somehow I actually lost the footage of the design being cut out, but that's not the exciting part anyway. The exciting part is taking it off the laser, which I'm doing with a razor blade from, I think it's Harbor Freight, one of those retractable blades. That's how I get my designs out of the blank while it's still on the laser bed. Now it's time to cut out the back piece of the sign. So I'm just getting that loaded up onto the laser and we'll get it cut out. So now's a pretty good time for me to tell you to make sure you poke that like button, poke that subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you enjoyed this video and what kind of content you want to see in the future. A little sneak peek of what it's going to look like once I put the design on the sign back. And I actually had my layers incorrectly set on Lightburn, so I actually cut out the sign before I scored it. So I'm just putting it back into the laser, back in the same spot, get the score lines on it, and then we can go ahead and assemble it. A little spritz of a clear coat, and then we'll be ready to assemble. All right, so it's been about a week since I put the top coat on this sign, and I am absolutely dying to see how it's going to turn out. So let's get it finished up. Okay, so this is a pretty simple process. I have the score lines and I'm just going to match up the acrylic with the score lines, but first I have to take off all of this masking from the adhesive. So mistakes happen around here, and for some reason, since I've been videoing, they happen a lot more frequently. But the backing on the adhesive was giving me a lot of trouble when I was taking it off. And I got to thinking, did I actually take the masking off of the acrylic, the factory applied masking? And I went and checked, and it turns out I did not. So the adhesive was not attached to the actual acrylic, but to a backing that was on the acrylic. I don't know how durable that is, how strong it is, how long that would last. So obviously I was not going to leave it. So I peeled off all of the masking along with all of the tape. And on the big name, not such a big deal. I've already reapplied some adhesive to it. But on these smaller letters, that is going to be a little bit of an issue. But like I said, I've already done it on the big name. I'm going to go ahead and get that applied to this backer board because I want to see some progress on this project, and then we will figure out how to do the middle name later. Mistakes happen. Oh, crap. More mistakes. Oh, goodness. What I ended up doing here, since the letters were under 2 inches wide, I was able to use a single strip of the 3M adhesive, put all of the letters on it, and then take a razor blade and just carefully go around each of the letters. Now they all have adhesive on the back, and I can apply them to the sign. All right, we're back in business. Now let's go ahead and pull off the masking again. So I'm just going to line it up with the score marks. And I'm going to be very careful not to put any pressure on the acrylic until I'm ready to stick it down, because it can be moved until you apply pressure, but then once you apply pressure, it is in place. And there's a little bit of flex to this acrylic, so I want to make sure it gets lined up properly. And we're looking good. I'm going to press down from the center and work my way out. I want to make sure I have good adhesion. Okay, now we can peel off the masking on the top. We're getting closer. It's so sparkly. Even though it's a clear masking on top, once you take it off, it makes such a difference. It goes from like a muted glitter to a bright sparkly glitter. All right, now time for some glamour shots. This sign really was a ton of fun to make. I really love the way it turned out, and I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one.